If you're a woman and you're carrying the mother wound, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Vassia. I'm a psychologist, and today I want to talk about a deeply sensitive and important topic that many of you may relate to. It's the complex dynamic of narcissistic mothers and their daughters, and their relationship and the impact that this kind of relationship has on their daughters. We want to shed some light on this relationship, and we want to understand, first and foremost, how we can recognize it, and of course, how we can heal from such a relationship. A narcissistic mother-daughter relationship is characterized by a lack of empathy. It's characterized by emotional manipulation and the constant need for validation. But let's see some more characteristics of such a relationship. First and foremost, narcissistic mother will attempt to win the attention. In reality, the daughter will learn that she will always have to win her mother's attention. She will always need to find the way to win. It's a challenge. It's not something that one should take it for granted. She should fight for her mother's attention and meeting her needs every single day. Another thing that we learn is that in such an environment, it doesn't matter how something feels for the daughter. What matters is how it looks for the mother. The criteria are defined by the mother. Even though it feels hurtful or it feels sad for the daughter, it doesn't matter. If it feels okay for the mother, this is what we're going to do. So you see, again, the element of lack of empathy. We said it in the beginning. Another thing that happens is that, and even though you cannot believe it, still it's happening, the mother will feel jealous of the daughter. She will not say it out loud, but you will see it. She will even become a sabotaging element to anything healthy in the life of the daughter, anything that will be a healthy expression of yourself. So if, for example, the daughter will have friends and she will be happy with her friends, the mother will be there to tell her that, you know what, sooner or later, they're going to stab you at your back. They're going to put a barrier in your success. They are going to reject you. They're going to betray you. Don't trust them. Or she will tell her something like, they don't really mean it that they like you, because it's just out of pity that they hang out with you. Only as an observer, you will see the jealousy and you will see this blockage of the daughter's healthy expression. But for the daughter, and especially if we're talking about a child, it will feel as the mother, because she is the adult, knows better. And maybe that's the truth. This is when the distortion of the truth starts. Another thing that happens is that the mother will be unable to empathize with any painful experience. So if, for example, the daughter will be hurt because somebody at school criticize or bully her, you will, with astonishment, see the mother saying to her daughter that maybe you did something and you deserved it, or maybe you're too sensitive and you're making a big fuss about it. You're making it, like too big. So she will not be able to empathize and thus comfort her daughter. The mother also will not be able to deal with your own feelings. You will see that she will lack emotional regulation. She will be completely overwhelmed. And even though her children will be witnessing that, she will not care. She will just express her emotion, either that sadness or fear or anger. She will just have a full blast of these emotions in front of her children. And of course, she will also ask them to comfort her. This is also when the roles are reversed. She will not treat them as her children or as her daughter. She will treat them as her friend. So she would go and talk about how unhappy she is with her husband or with her friends. She would cry in their lap and she would ask for her daughter to comfort her, even take her side. Even though we're talking about her father, she would ask her daughter to take her side. So you see that the boundaries are so crossed. There's no healthy relationship or healthy boundaries. The mother wound that we said in the beginning is the fact that throughout this experience, the daughter feels that she's not good enough, she's unlovable, and she's valued for what she does rather than what she really is. That's the mother wound, that she can never be accepted as she is. She can never be comforted in her own pain. She needs to win the place in her mother's heart, and still that will be only temporary. The mother wound means that a woman that is being raised by a narcissistic mother feels a constant fear of rejection, feels doubt about herself all the time, and she struggles with her own relationships. And there's something that I would like to read to you from this book, and so that you can understand why she struggles with relationships. That says it all. So it says that normally a mother interacts with her baby and responds to her every movement, utterance, and need, and thus fosters a solid bond of trust and love. The child learns to trust her mother and provide her with physical necessities, emotional worth, compassion, and approval, which allows her to develop self-reliance. But a mother without compassion who fails to forge a bond with her daughter provides for that daughter only when it is in the mother's best interest. Her daughter thus learns that she cannot depend on her mother. She grows up apprehensive, worried about abandonment, and expecting deceit to return. That's why relationships are difficult. If you learn that you cannot trust your mother, how can you trust somebody else in your relationship? That creates a precedent, that creates a very deeply rooted belief about the world. I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable, and I am valued for what I do rather than for what I am. Keep that in mind. And we're talking about different types of mothers. We have the flamboyant, extrovert mother that always wants to be around people and wants to have fun, irrelevant of what other responsibilities are around her, and especially the responsibilities of motherhood. We also have the secretly mean. And as I said before, I told you that the narcissistic mother is overly critical and judgmental, but the secretly mean element means that nobody gets to witness that. Outside, in public, she's a very kind and very compassionate and very sensitive person, and she will always talk to other people with the best of words, and how much she feels for you and how much she tries for you, and she understands all your struggles and your pains. And when you go home and you're the two of you, the mother and the daughter, then you will get zero compassion. We also have the accomplishment-oriented mother, that the perfectionist. See, there's no video that I don't say this word. I'm always talking about perfectionism. The perfectionistic mother, the one that pushes you to achieve more, to try more, no matter how much you struggle. It doesn't matter whether you don't have the energy, the capacity, or you need a break. You have to strive for more. We also have the psychosomatic mother that always gets sick, that always wants attention, that always blames you for getting sick, for her getting sick. So there's always something that you need to tiptoe around her, otherwise you're going to be responsible for her health. We have the addicted mother, the one that escapes her responsibilities, escapes the reality, escapes the consequences of her action through drugs or alcohol or any other form of addiction and avoidance. And we also have the emotionally needy mother that always asks for support and protection and nurturance instead of giving it. So it's all about her. And now that I said all about her, you might ask, where is the father in all this? Well, two cases. Either the father is absent, invisible, because there's no space for them, because there's no space. This is not a relationship between a father and a mother parenting their children. It's all about her taking the control of what happens, either in a subtle or in an overt way, or the father is just revolving around the mother, is just her shadow. And when she is upset, when she's sick, for example, then you will see the father again joining her side and accusing the children. Look what he did now. Your mother is sick. Why did you have to get upset? Why did you have to make a fuss out of this? Look what happened now to your mother. You made her angry. So he's trying to keep the peace at all costs. So let's go to the last part of this video. How do we heal from that? Well, let's make it clear. It's a journey. If you have been living with a narcissistic mother for decades, that's not going to be resolved in a couple of weeks or months. It's a journey. This journey will start with journaling. Please, you have to write down everything that happens during this journey, your thoughts, your feelings. We need to make a blueprint of what was happening before in order to change it into something new, something healthy in the future. There's a lot of work that needs to happen there. We need to grieve for the mother we didn't have. We need to grieve for the childhood we never had. And also, we need to cope with the guilt. You're going to feel guilt for sure. It's expected because that comes together with all the experience, the past experiences. All these decades, you were made to feel guilty for whatever was happening in your mother. And of course, now leaving out of this relationship will make you feel guilty for sure. So we need also to see how we're going to cope with guilt. It's a journey of separating. You're separating your identity from your mother. Instead of expecting your needs to be met through her, you're separating and you are creating an internal new mother. You are mothering yourself now. The motherhood is healed because you are creating internally the mother you never had. And that's why we said it's a journey. You're also learning to eradicate negative beliefs. Remember we said before that you're not enough and you're unlovable? That's not going to go away just because you said, oh no, I'm worthy, or no, I am lovable. That takes a lot of practice, and especially when you are entering new relationships. These beliefs are going to be confronted in the new relationships, and this is where you're going to work through them. You're going to learn boundaries. That's important, how we set boundaries, especially if you're still seeing your mother, if you're still interacting with her, how we're going to set new boundaries. And that's not going to be boundaries for her only, but also boundaries for you, internal boundaries. And the last but not least is you're going to make a commitment or a decision, an important decision. How much do you want to invest from now on in this relationship? That's a big decision. Even though you see your mother very often or you talk on the phone, your decision of how much you invest is a big decision. You can have the same amount of phone calls, but because you have invested, you have decided to invest less, you're going to have a different relationship. So there's a lot of work, but I hope that I gave you some insights of what it means to be the daughter of a narcissistic mother. Follow for more videos, but also check the webinar, check it on my academy on how to recognize, how to unveil covert narcissism, and also the upcoming workshop, Recovering Healing from Narcissism. That's the other one. So check them both because they are part of your journey, and I'm here to support you. Thank you for being here. Please feel free to share your comments and your own questions. I'm here to respond, and I'm here to join you in this journey. And until then, take good care of yourself.